I got the typical Sunday morning coffee mug working here, guys. Hopefully that doesn't happen during the stream. What I say to somebody else's video might actually correlate with something you've done, or you might take something out of that. So again, this is Scully's House of Thrillers.
I'd like to welcome you to the House of Thrillers. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. Yes, I read my novels with sound effects and B-roll that goes along with the story. But when I'm done reading to you, I'm going to teach you how to write and publish a book the easy way. So if you like books on tape with a twist, stick around. Subscribe to the channel. It's that little red button below the video. And if you're on a phone, don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Today, we're going to be reading chapter.
I'm going to pause it right there for just a second. So Scully has told you what he's about to do. He's given you all the reminders on his channel. And he's done it in a way that certainly draws you in just by his sheer delivery. It's super unique. Okay, it might not be for everybody, but certainly there is a niche that is intrigued by that. I find it entertaining, and I also love the way he covers his videos with B-roll. I mean, that's taking it up a notch. You know, guys, you see a lot of YouTubers that'll just sit there and they'll talk on camera for 12 minutes, and they don't apply any production value to it. Scully does. Okay, sheer creepiness. Everybody's weighing in on this. Okay, so let's watch a little bit more here.
27. So buckle your seatbelt. It's quite the ride, and we'll see you on the other side. Back in Mississippi, Josie Dempsey puffed away on a Winston as she waited for William to call. He said 9 sharp, Danny. I'm about ready to skin his hide. I'll give him a few minutes. It's only been a little bit after an hour. He said he'd call. Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm going to have a nervous breakdown before this is over. At 18 minutes past the hour, the phone jolted them to attention. Josie Dempsey sprang forward and lifted the receiver on the first ring, breaking her cardinal rule. After a brief reprimand on promptness, she said to William, I miss you so much, baby. I've been worried sick since you left. It's only been a few days.
I mean, listen to the way he inflects his voice. I mean, obviously, he's an incredible storyteller and reader. You can see he's put
videos,
pictures over his entire
what do you
video.
Think of that?
Okay,
That's
good.
Good, baby. Mr. DeBoer says I'm ready now. William made it sound as if he were about to enter the front.
This was something I was going to suggest, and it looks like you're doing it. Here we go.
Ah, the Mardi Gras. I have heard from this.
See, yeah, I like that you come back on camera. I almost think, Scully, I would do it more. Like, you're almost, and I know this kind of contradicts what I just said, but you're almost overproducing this thing. In the sense of, hello, Eating with Miss P. Appreciate you being here. And Simplified Filming just subbed, Scully. You just earned yourself a sub. How about that? So what I mean is you're so, intriguing and captivating on camera, Sully. Don't be afraid to pop yourself back up from time to time. I would say even more. Like I'm scrubbing through this because we just can't watch the whole story. I'm scrubbing through this, but like looks like there's another time, but only twice. And then this particular time you're looking down. So those times when you really want to punch something, really hit it with some emotion and some drama in your face. And you don't have like an incredible picture to, there's the gal that I have in mind. You don't have an incredible picture to go with that. Like your face delivering it is that incredible picture. Okay? Utilize that. That's your shtick. That's your whole thing. And so I just want to watch how you wrap this up.
Not even Natalie Bowman had made him feel this mushy when he'd first seen her. So, you are coming from America. I love America. Timon explained to Filka that William would be staying in the room next to her and Klaus. Augustina saw the model's eyes light up and a sleazy smile appear when Timon told her about the living accommodations.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't see at the end either. So, more of you, okay? Like the stories are great and the delivery's great, but what I think is going to separate you from other storytellers and stuff is just you. You kind of, in a way, and maybe I'm way off here, but your voice and stuff reminds me a lot of Billy Bob Thornton, who's one of my favorite actors. Just love the guy, and your voice reminds me of him and your delivery. But yeah, more of you, okay? That's my advice to you. Obviously, what you're doing is super unique, and is enjoyable. I mean, my goodness. I honestly, I don't know anybody else who's doing something quite like you. So you've got a niche there that I think is going to work for you. Okay, guys, here's Traveling Pisces video. Let's see what we got going on here.
Hey, what's up, fam? We finally made it back to the beach. We're in San Diego, and we're staying at the Silver Strand State Beach Park. And there's an RV park here, so we're gonna do a review. So here, check it out.
This is YouTube audio library. I know because I've used this song before. Really nice open, and a really, wow. You got some drone footage. Oh, did you guys see what he did there? Okay, that's next level editing. Listen to the song and then watch the video. So he's using the beat with a gunshot. This was actually a really well done intro here. Oh, that looks fun.
Hey guys.
Hey there, my traveling Pisces.
What's going on, fam?
Wow. You guys are busy. Is this all on the same trip? Golden Gate? Nice. Oh, that's all your intro. Oh, okay. I'm like, holy crap, you did all that on one trip? Hang on, I gotta pop this chat out again because it's being a pain in the butt. Okay, so I see what you did there, and I liked it. You did I'm not done watching it yet, Traveling Pisces, don't worry, but I want to say a couple things here. So you did a little thing. Hey, here's what we're doing. We're at the San Diego, I forget the name of it, but the beach. Stay tuned. And then the next, how long was that? It was a bit long, but it was cool. So it's hard to criticize that. Where did the video go? Oh, come on. I'm frustrating myself here. Oh, here we go. So we're a minute and a half in. Okay. So this was like some moments, which makes a lot more sense. I'm like, that's like the trip of a lifetime if you did all that stuff in the same trip. But these are some moments from some of their other adventures, and they're open. And then we see their full screen open here with their logo. Very nice. Very well produced. Great open. It's a little long, but I'm not going to hammer you too much on that because it was fun to watch. But you might have a lot of people tell you, look, we're a minute and a half minute and a half into the video, and we haven't seen anything yet of why I clicked on this video to begin with. So that would be something to think about. If there's a way to tighten that open down a little bit, keep those moments, think about tightening it down a little bit. But again, I do really like it. So it's really well produced with the graphics and the text.
Silver Strand State Beach is located south of San Diego, and we are breaking down for you all you need to know about camping here.
Little voiceover work here. I mean, this is high quality.
Conveniently located within 30 to 40 minutes of some awesome attractions such as Belmont Park, Old Town San Diego, SeaWorld, and so many other must-sees, this RV state park has breathtaking views of both the Pacific Ocean and the San Diego Bay.
I wouldn't have been afraid, and I don't mind that you didn't do it, but it might have added a little bit to, and it wouldn't even had to have been full screen. You could have put them in over this drone shot that you have here, but as the voiceover's talking about certain things, maybe pop a picture up of that thing. Okay? Just so, you know, anytime you can match what you're saying to what you're seeing, it's ideal. So I wouldn't have covered up this shot with it, but maybe, you know, you pop it up here and then another one over here as you're talking about it. Just so we get that correlation. Also, when we're going to stop the voice track and just kind of have a little moment to breathe with the music, pop that music up a little bit. I like to bring it, because it stayed at the same level as it was under the voice track. So when there's no voice track, all we have to listen to is the music. Give it a little pop. And, you know, in this particular case, there's probably not a lot. Remember, I talked about gnat sound. There's probably not with the drone. You don't want to hear the drone buzzing around per se. But, you know, if there's sound of the waves crashing in or something like that, mix that in.
The maximum length of your RV or trailer is 40 feet. Parking is tight,
Good information.
so make sure to check your length before booking.
Do you see what's happening here? Like, sorry, I don't want to, but if you're into RVing, if you like to travel and you travel by RV, boy, you're getting some great information here, you guys. Like, you're totally getting to see the place. You're getting some specs on what you can and can't do. You know, so you're getting some value out of this, which is fantastic. You know, my rants probably don't provide a lot of value other than maybe you can relate to them, and they entertain you to some extent. I don't know why none of these are on all, but you can provide value. That's so good.
And all reservations must be done online. You can do so by going to parks.ca.
I wish I could hear, and you know, maybe one thing you could do with the drone, you're not going to get the sound from up there probably. But if you could just, one trick you can do, guys, and this goes for anybody. If you really want to pick up a sound of something, but it just doesn't go well with what you're trying to do at the time, like, you know, the shot is up here, you can't hear it. Take your camera, place a mic, and just roll on it for a couple of minutes. You could have taken your camera, like not your drone, but your other camera, and set it down on the beach and just rolled on it for a couple minutes, right? And then when we're seeing shots like this with the drone, you can subtly mix in some of that gnat sound of the waves crashing in, and that'll just make me feel like I'm even more there. Do you know what I mean? Not overpowering to the point where it's louder than your voiceover, but just a little sound. And you could even keep the music. So you'd have 3 levels of audio. You'd have your voice track, your music track, and you would have a natural soundtrack with the waves. Simplified, you got to go. All right, man. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
.gov.
Have a good Easter, Ridge.
When we stayed, it was still wintertime pricing, and the cost was between $50 to $60 a night, which was great considering the views and being right on the beach.
Each site offers electric and water.
Simplified, I'm going to watch your video next if you are able to stick around. I think what I've said here about this one, I think, let me just see how you guys wrap it up. I think you're doing a great job. I would get that sound going,
Next
though.
time we are in the area.
And again, you guys don't be afraid to pop back on camera, and you want to make that connection with people. They want to get to know you a little bit, and you've already been on camera, so it's not like you have something against that. So maybe wrap it up by the two of you being back on there and saying thanks for watching, and hope you can come visit this place sometime, or something to that effect. Okay. But great job. You're providing some value to people, and the way you're putting it together is very nice. I would just look to mix in a little bit more of you and a little bit more nat sound of the waves and things like that, okay? Fantastic channel, though, you guys. And look at this. Quickly approaching the 1,000 mark. So help out Traveling Pisces if you can. Get to 1,000. Okay, let's go to simplified filming.
Do you want your shots to look professional and not amateur? Today we're going to go over a couple tips that you can do to improve your shots. Hi, Rich here, and today
Okay.
we're going over
You
shot
told us what to
composition,
expect. I like
how
it.
you should be shooting yourself or shooting others. Wow, I think the YouTube algorithm's really not going to like that one, Ryan. When it comes
So here, this is the thing about Ridge. He's got such a funny sense of humor. I can relate to it because I feel like mine is that way to some extent. Ridge has a cameraman, which is like Ryan, I think it is, which is pretty fancy.
comes to composition, it's really important that you keep a couple of things in mind. Basically, what certain shots represent. So let's go over some of the basic things that you should be doing in every single one of your videos. Tip number one would be shoot at their eye level, like this camera is. Not this camera. This camera is shooting level at my eye level.
My camera's
This one
above
is
my
not.
eye level.
In Hollywood, they referred to a camera like this to be like, I'm speaking up to you. I need help from you. You are looking down on me. So if you don't want that feeling for your video, don't shoot higher than your eyesight. Same goes for the opposite. If
hero
I'm talking down to you, now you feel like you're being talked down to. Why do you think that I've always used this angle when I'm trying to punctuate a point? See what I did there? My other
really
channel,
good
I use
information,
this downward
guys.
angle so you guys listen to me because I'm talking down to you. Which is really ironic because I'm incredibly short. But it's the only way that I can feel big. It'll be fine if nobody notices. So the first tip would be just simply shoot eye level. So get your tripod, great tripod that I have here by the way. Go ahead
Actually,
and
this
raise
looks
it
like
up
a nice
so it's
tripod.
eye level with you. I was twisting in the wrong direction. Make sure you're shooting at eye level so that way it looks a lot more attractive. It's not too far up, it's not too far down. It's right where you feel really connected with an individual that you're talking or seeing eye to eye with. See what I did there? If you want to be professional, make sure
I mean, it's nonstop with Ridge. He's got all the witty one-liners and the. So anyway, you get the point. He knows what he's talking about. I mean, everything he just said is totally true. That goes for whether you're doing YouTube videos, whether you're doing, news videos, whatever. All those.
or
points.
unless it's your intention, you don't want
See
to be
how he wraps
talking
it up.
down to people.
Kind of
So hopefully
summarizes
you can
everything.
implement these
Good.
tips into your filming, and through hard work and simplified filming, you can become successful. And in the meantime, don't forget, always be creating.
Your ending's a little abrupt there, Ridge. I almost you put the end screen.
And in the meantime,
Stuff
don't
up.
forget, always be creating.
I'd like to see you pop up something there, whether it's more blooper videos like we've seen some other people do, or even like an actual end screen with your logo and stuff. I know it's right there, but so, and then with the music so that it doesn't just like end so hard. See what I mean? Like that's a little jarring. and you didn't give us a lot of pad. Like,
Successful. And in the meantime, don't forget, always be creating.
so if I'm not paying attention to this stuff yet, I'm listening and watching you, and then, oh, he's done. Oh, it's all gone. See what I mean? So give me like 10 seconds there. Okay. Let's see. But, you know, Ridge's ability to have some fun with his stuff. I mean, think about this. We're talking about angles of the camera, but he has these little jokes that he pops in there, and they keep the video going. So I love that. I love that he does that. And he does it in all of his videos, quite frankly, and it just keeps it educational but entertaining throughout. And that's not an easy thing to do. And so, you know, and Ridge does most of his stuff. I mean, it's literally, he has a 2-camera setup, and most of it is just all on camera, but yet you find yourself still watching it pretty much through the whole thing. You know, I think maybe there's some ways Ridge could jazz up, I don't want to say the production quality, because his production quality is fantastic, but maybe with some more video, like B-roll. You know, I'd like to see Ridge incorporate some B-roll into that, because, you know, you're showing it to us live, and that, or as you're taping it, which is fine, but like actual just B-roll of the gear, and maybe like that perspective shot, Ridge, of from behind the camera of you know, that eye level stuff you're talking about. Yeah, people are digging that, Ridge. Nicely done. See what we got here.
Premier jour de pluie, hein.
Ouais, tout premier jour de pluie dans notre paradis tropical. Et là, regarde le petite colombe là, juste là.
We cat. Oh, okay.
Oh, les bruits qu'ils font.
Well, now I know. Not in English, but we'll just look at the video.
C'est pour moi? Ouais.
Oui, bah oui, merci.
So you're at the market, it looks like.
C'est rigolo. Du coup, on a tout un lot. Par contre, j'espère qu'on va réussir à le manger parce qu'on n'a pas. Elle m'a dit ça fait 6,50 pour les 12 huîtres ou direct du producteur, ouvertes et tout. Ça aurait été 20 €, j'aurais peut-être demandé à avoir le ticket, mais.
Yeah, it's in French.
Ah, on voit la plage.
That's okay. It's fun to listen to the accent, man.
Ça se taloue. Petite huître fraîchement ouverte.
Oh my gosh, that looks incredible.
Pas de mouvement brusque, petit chat. Là, on va essayer de faire entendre le goût craquant.
Okay, so here's something I want to show you guys that is it's a news thing that we do a lot of. It's called sequencing, okay? And oh yeah, I could get the subtitles. I didn't even think about that. Watch what we cat does here, okay? And this is something when you're shooting your videos, his photography, his video shooting skills are very solid, you guys. But watch what he does. So we got a tight shot here, right?
Pas de mouvement brusque, petit chat. Là, on va essayer de faire entendre le.
Boom. And then cutting to a more medium shot that it's called a sequence. And I'm impressed that you did that. Because again, that's something that we do a lot of in news photojournalism.
Moi, une fois, j'ai fait une peinture, tu te souviens? Elle était jolie.
On l'a gardé d'ailleurs.
On l'a gardée. J'ai fait une peinture une fois qui valait le coup.
You have a really good quality camera, it looks like.
Viendra chez vous pour une saisie d'huissier.
It might even be a phone, but I don't think so. This is a nice. You guys obviously got a vlog,
Ils sont
type of vlog stick.
Ils font attention à l'environnement. Wow! Ça a failli tomber! Peut-être que tout à l'heure on est dans la piscine, mais il faut pas faire des plongeons sur le sol pour l'instant. Alors, écolabel. Et est-ce qu'on a la toilette sèche ou pas? Est-ce que c'est une douche sèche? Ça existe la douche sèche avec des copeaux? Comme un cochon d'Inde?
Tout ce que je porte dans les mains, ça n'importe où.
Ça va, petit chat?
Non, ça va pas.
La mule de Moscou?
Ça, il porte rien.
Wow, how
Parce
beautiful
que moi
is
j'appelle pas
that?
ça une serviette, moi. Quand c'est comme ça, et moi j'appelle ça un tapis volant. Et le bois il s'engouffre par en dessous. Et on est prêt à faire les 1001 nuits, petit chat.
One thing I notice here, and it's tricky, I know, but so we have you talking, and it's windy.
Tapis volant, il y a le
It's
box
kind of
à
loud.
bouffe par en dessous. Et on est prêt à faire les 1001 nuits, petit chat.
And then, boom, you cut to what we call nat sound. So the nat sound is, it's not necessarily you talking, it's the sound around you, whether it's people running on the beach or whether it's the wind blowing. And when you cut from something that has a lot of nat sound, again,
Tapis volant,
listen,
il y a le
it's
box
kind
à
of
bouffe
jarring.
par en dessous. Et on est prêt à faire les 1001 nuits, petit chat.
To then you cut the nat sound out and just have some music going lower level in the background. That's a little jarring. So one thing, because I'm really having to nitpick here with you, we cat, because your shooting skills and stuff are phenomenal. But if there's a way to fade that audio out, blend it somehow with the music a little better, maybe bring that music on the track, bring that up a little bit before you cut out of that previous shot so that it's not quite as jarring. You know, audio can be tricky, you guys, especially when you're dealing with ambient sounds. But it just takes things up a notch, right? So you want to try to make it seem as seamless as possible when you go from shot to shot. So be thinking about that. You know, it's not a big deal if the sound is the same on every shot. You know, there's constant wind, or there's no wind, or there's constant cars driving by or no cars. But if you take cars, for example, if you go from a shot of a car zooming by and then you cut to a shot of you standing on the lawn with no cars, no nothing, it's going to cut that car sound out and it's going to sound kind of jarring. So fade that audio, blend it a little bit better. You have to do all that in editing, but it'll be less jarring and it'll make you sound even more professional. It's like a perfect day for flying a kite, right?
Ça a piqué dans le sol et le chien il est venu, il s'est mis dessus, les deux pattes. Ouais.
Et il voulait plus bouger.
Il était là, comme imite-le petit chat. Imite-le le chien.
Il était comme ça.
Tac.
Et moi je suis venue vers lui pour l'enlever. Et le chien il a fait.
Et du coup le maître il l'a. Mais oh c'est quoi ce chien? C'est quoi ce chien? Et il a essayé de le faire partir, le chien il est resté dessus. Alors il est venu et le chien il avait une petite poignée sur le dos là comme ça. Et il l'a soulevé. C'était évidemment pas un canet corso hein. Ou c'est un seul.
Ah oui, un Jack Russell.
Un teckel, elle me dit un teckel, il aurait été un peu plus long. Après un moment il y avait
You
des
guys
détritus
play off
sur la
each
plage,
other
alors
well.
j'ai fait pas d'action, je les ai un petit peu.
And that's so awesome. You know, my wife and I do live streams on Thursday nights, and we play games, and we kind of pick on each other. Hopefully, you guys can join us for that sometime. Again, it's every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and so the ability to be able to play off of, you know, your spouse, your boyfriend or girlfriend, your whoever it might be, is really takes videos to the next level. I just want to see how you end it.
J'ai un peu saigné. Ciao ciao.
You're telling a story, which I love. I'd have to re-watch that with the captions on the whole time to really get the story, but I know you told
Tu t'étais
one.
trompé, non?
Ouais, bah oui,
Tu t'étais trompé entre le minimum et le maximum des boutons. Un petit chat.
c'est possible ça.
Regarde, on dirait une voile.
You know, that's something too that I'm going to start looking to incorporate, and I see a lot of, especially vloggers, because you guys have so much video that you use. Putting some extra videos in the in screen instead of just a static in screen, which is what I have. It's kind of lame. I know graphics are not my thing, guys, and so I need a lot of help with that. But I love having those little extra videos at the end. That really takes the end screen up a level. So So I think what you're doing is, and it's by the chat here, everybody is really digging it. Your camera quality is fantastic. Your shooting is great. It looked to me like, and I'd have to rewatch it a little bit, but it looked to me like you had a mixture of vlogging with some tripod shots, which is good. The ability to know when to use a tripod and when not to, super important. If it's a static shot that, isn't required to pan around, if you can put it on sticks, or if you can use something on the ground to give yourself a nice steady shot, I think that looks so much more professional. So it seems like you kind of know what's up with that. Again, I would just maybe watch those audio edits a little bit, pay a little extra attention to that. And I don't really have, it seems to me, your personality and your on-camera delivery, your interactions seem awesome. So I think you're on the right track, man. I really do. Nice job. Everybody seems to really like it. So I wouldn't be surprised if you pick up a couple of subscribers here today because of that.
Say what again?
I mean, you can leave a complaint in the complaint box, but I'll check that shit.
Okay. Whoa. I liked it. I don't know what, again, Mr. Original stuff confuses me. And maybe that's his point. Let's read Mr. Original's about section here. M is for music. I is for inspiration. S is for spinning. T is for third. E is for epic. R is for real. Put it all together, what do you get? Basically just a fancy title that I really like. So the name of it was 10 minutes collab entry. What the hell's going on with this video? Alarm clock troubles, but taken to an extreme. Okay. I will try and dissect what it is that is Mr. Original. Okay, so the gist of the piece was alarm clock troubles. So obviously, Mr. Original's style is to take Mario and these different memes and combine them with some cool music and some video. My biggest issue I think I have with your stuff, Mr. Original, because it is very original. There's no doubt about that. I just sometimes find it hard to know what it is you're trying to get across. Now, you could put that in the description section, and maybe you do, and that would help people, although I don't know how often they read that. I think you want to make sure that your videos stand alone, okay? One of the things that, especially in like my news, in the news business, is when you put together what they call a package that runs on the air, you need that package to stand alone. So a lot of times the reporter will have a live shot intro and then a thing at the end, a tag, right, where they have some more information. But sometimes those live shots crash and the producer and the director have to just go right to the story that's been pre-produced, right? So that story needs to kind of be able to hold its own. And I feel like sometimes your videos need a little bit of a explainer in order for me, the viewer, to get them. That being said, they're very entertaining. You put them together in a very fun way that's totally watchable. I just think if you want your videos to really resonate with people that maybe don't know a lot about you yet, then when they click on it and watch it and they haven't read anything about you, they don't know what that particular video is about, you got to find a way to put it together in a way that maybe makes a little bit more sense. And maybe I'm just not getting it. You know, it totally could be. But if I'm struggling to get it, then I know that a lot of people out there might be struggling to get it. So I challenge you to find a way to make that video stand alone and tell its story without needing to be explained, right? So that's my biggest piece of advice. That, again, being said, you're a great editor and you're creative, very creative. So keep doing that. Don't lose that edge and that creativity that you're doing. But next level for you, in my opinion, and again, maybe I just don't get it, but in my opinion, would be to do what I was saying there. But very entertaining. I mean, once you start watching it, you're not probably going to click away. I mean, you might if you're like, what the hell is this? But if they know what it's about and they still click on it, they're not going anywhere. So I'm going to just do one more here. Lennon's Kitchen's tamale video. Oh, that sounds fun.
Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to the first day of Foodmas, which is day 12. Let's go ahead and get started with Foodmas Day 12 video. For today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to steam a dozen tamales. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a very easy method. For this method, you will need some fully cooked tamales, and these are pork tamales from Mi Tienda, or of course the another brand here at our local grocery store, HEB. You may also use tamales that have already been made by either yourself or someone.
So now at Lennon's Kitchen, are you hand holding this
pick up
while you're doing this stuff? I'm assuming
pre-made tamales, either in compressed packaging or in-house packaging, which means that tamales that are already made in the store.
Because at this point, because we haven't really left this area, I think it would have behooved you to have put your camera or your phone or whatever you're using on some kind of tripod and just had it set up for that particular area. Would have freed your hands up and also would have looked a lot steadier. And again, steadiness screams professionalism as far as when it comes to camera work goes. So just think about that if you can. If you know you're going to be in one very specific spot for any extended amount of time, then look to set that up, okay? Now, it looks like now we're moving around a little bit.
Add 2 cups of water into a small pot. Okay, now if you have a pot big enough, you can also use a steamer. If you don't have a steamer, you can also use a colander. Now, 2 colanders that will work for this are either...
See, you're struggling to keep things in frame and stuff. So here's what I'm seeing, and I see this with a lot of cooking channels, and it works really well. Art channels, the same way. There's a YouTuber, Sally Van Nuys, that does her artwork, and it's all set up, and she just has an overhead camera. You know, set that camera up so that it shows the whole table, right? And literally then do your thing. And then when you go to edit it, you can cut out the stuff you don't need, right? You can zoom it in a little bit for tighter shots while editing. It's called a push in. It'll just make it a lot easier for you. I feel like, you could do the overhead. You could try a few different angles. You could then put it down like table level, shooting across down the table. Try playing with that a little bit. If you don't have a tripod, I get it, but you can get them really cheap, and they will really help you, I think, when it comes to just the overall quality look of your video.
a very hard plastic or metal. Okay, we're going to place this on top, and we're going to cover and turn on medium-high heat. And we're going to allow this to come to a boil. Once this comes to a boil, we are going to assemble the tamales on here, and the tamales will steam anywhere from 13 to 15 minutes, or
You know, and if you don't like the idea of setting it up with the whole table, just take a pause, and for each different little section of work that you're doing, whether it's at the table or at the burner or here or there, you know, set it up and do them as like little segments, and then you can edit those together. Okay? Oh, look at those puppies. Oh, I'm gonna see the reveal shot here. That's the yeah, here we go. Watch this, you guys. Now see, now here you've got your camera set up. Maybe you're using something on the counter or what have you, but you've got it set up steady.
Okay, we are going to go ahead and start putting
See how much better it looks when you do it that way?
Into this colander.
Plus, you got your hands free to do what you want.
That we put the tamales standing up, okay? So
what are you using for a microphone? It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. But are you just using a mic that's attached to your phone or your camera, or do you have an external mic, Lennon's Kitchen? Because the audio's not bad. It could be a little bit better, just a little fuller, but it's not bad.
This should produce some great results. So just go ahead and stand them up.
But notice how when you get closer. So my guess is, as you get closer to the camera, the volume increases. So I'm thinking you're using a microphone that's probably attached to your phone or your camera. It's part of that.
Try as best as you can to stand these up, okay?
This is a great shot.
Stand them up to the center, leaving some space in the middle.
Okay, so they make lavalier mics. Again, Amazon, 30 bucks. There's an adapter. It'll plug into your phone, and you can clip it on, so your audio will stay consistent throughout the video, and it won't get louder and better as you get closer to the phone and sound faint and weak as you get away from it. A tripod and a lavalier microphone would do wonders for your production value, Lennon's Kitchen. And they're not that expensive. They really aren't. It's a clip-on mic. You know, we wear them in the news. They clip on, called a lapel mic.
Okay. Once these
lavalier mic.
In a circle. Okay, we're going to cover this.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
Steam these for 15 minutes or
some of them are better than others. Yeah, but then remember to put it on, right? It's like having four-wheel drive in a snowstorm. Don't forget you have it and turn it on. I want to see how you wrap this up, okay?
One side and bring it out.
Boy, those look good.
And you top it off with your favorite salsa or chili.
You're very descriptive and very
really
informative.
Good coffee in the morning, or as a main dish, or just a little snack. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Lennon's Kitchen. Follow Lennon's Kitchen on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And Merry Foodmas, guys! And remember, I'm Lennon from Lennon's Kitchen, and I make cooking easy. I'll see you guys in the next upload.
Nice.
Bye, guys.
Probably could work on this too. The text is really blurry and stuff, but whatever. I get it. We're all limited in some of the things that we have access to. But I really think Lennon's Kitchen. I think if you were to stabilize those shots, vary them a little bit, okay? and continue doing what you're doing as far as talking us through the video. It's almost 7 minutes long. That's not too bad. Actually, that's a pretty good length for what you're doing. And some of these I see go 20 minutes. It's like, whoa, you got to cut some of that out. I prefer a tighter edited video, but you're doing Foodmas, so you're doing one every day. You're busy. You got to crank them out, and I think that's a good length. Tripod, lavalier mic, and I think that's going to take you up a level when it comes to what it looks like. Just make sure when you're using them, you know what you're doing with them. You know why you're using them and setting the shot up the way you are. But nice job. I mean, if I needed to know how to steam tamales, if I wanted to know how to steam tamales, I mean, I just learned. You know what I mean? You're very thorough. I really appreciate all of you being here today. I wish I could do more. I'm going to keep working on my setup and getting things a little more user-friendly. Again, please follow me on all of these social media platforms. Aside from Patreon, again, if you want to support the channel, you can do it on there, but nothing expected. And I will work on making this a little more streamlined and user-friendly, but it is something that I'm going to continue to do because I really enjoy it. This is my opportunity to provide some feedback on stuff that I have been doing for over 2 decades and am passionate about. Certainly what I say, look, everybody has their own way of doing things, and I'm not sitting here claiming that it's my way or the highway on this stuff. It's just my experience and what I've found over the years works best. So hope you can join me again next Sunday. Also, don't forget about my wife and I's Thursday night streams. We all need a laugh right now, guys. It's PG-13 version. It's nothing too crazy or dirty, if you will. It's just a lot of fun, and we do that from 7 to about 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on Thursday nights. Okay, so 7 to 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on Thursday nights. Again, please like this if you can, and subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on those other social media platforms for updates on how we're going to go about submitting video requests in the future, and I will see you next time.